Awesome. What's up, guys? This is our first video that we're making together, and we thought what better way to start off than reviewing the Black Rifle Coffee Company coffees that we have subscribed to. Over the past year, they honestly just kind of send us a random bag and can report back to you guys which one that we're going to continue to buy after we have all of these. Yes, Black Rifle does have more in their selection now. I just seen they have like an extra dark roast. Typically we have one light roast, we have a lot of medium and a few dark here. I don't think we per se have a preference, but
we'll find out.
We'll find out. So we're gonna go introduce our selecting lineup. Super Bowl Sunday today, so we're gonna introduce our lineup here. We got the Smooth Silencer. We got we got the AK Expresso.
Woo!
We have Blackbeard's Delight. We have Freedom Fuel, Fit Fuel, and the Hazelnut.
Nuts.
I will say, prior to us having all of these before our official taste test, I think our personal go-to is always the Hazelnut. But let's get started. So, going over to Smooth Silencer. Glitter may have fell in here. We're wedding planning.
A lot of bit of glitter.
It's going to be a fun aftermath. So, what is your rating on this one? Literally, it's about the glitter.
Has a nice velocity.
Come on.
Can spin in a nice circle. Earthy, but not too earthy. Not like you're tasting dirt. More like you're tasting a fresh harvest.
Black Rifle, make note of these adjectives and put them on your website.
I would give that about a 7.5. You?
I gave it probably like a.
Well, I need your adjectives first.
My adjectives. I put thicker and deep. I gave it like a 5.5, 6.
Next one is the AK Expresso. I did not just look at the bag. It has a more acidic smell. Not quite as acidic as acid, but still all acidic, but the same.
Ew. Yes, we use the same cup.
It has a very light taste. Kind of just the light version of tasting like how coffee smells.
I will say it is pretty acidic. This is a medium roast. The Smooth Silencer was a light roast. I don't know if that matters to you guys.
It's just very neutral. I would give this a 6.5 if I had to.
I actually gave it a 6 as well. It's pretty comparable to the Smooth Silencer because they're like a little bit higher in that acidic taste, but overall, these are pretty equal if you had to choose.
I'll take another shot.
Shit.
Sip.
Alright.
I'll take another sip.
Alright, our third contender is going to be the Blackbeard Delight. Stealing this on a pirate ship here. This one is not as acidic as the first two, but this is our first dark roast.
I don't know why she's not smelling it.
Sorry.
That's a nice nutty scent. Yeah, I feel like you just cracked open a bag of nuts. Also kind of sweet.
I thought it was
smooth. It's very smooth.
It is. I would say it's my favorite out of these first 3 so far. It does have a deeper flavor.
Also earthy.
I'm giving it like a 6.57, so I know, again, we went like 5.5, 6, 7. This is my favorite so
I would
far.
give this one a 7.
And I'm glad we're roughly on the same page, too. So, our next 4th contender is Freedom Fuel.
Like there should be an eagle flying across the screen at this point.
Peacemaker.
Was the most acidic. That kind of burned my nostrils. Not in a bad way, just in a burning nostril kind of way.
Maybe you're just exposed, overexposed.
This one tastes the most acidic. It gets you in the back of the tongue, acid spot. What?
Had to nose back there. I'd say it's
Not bad.
yeah, it's comparable to maybe the first two. I feel like Blackbeard kind of trumps it. Jump back into this. Now we got Fit Fuel. Let's see, this is a lovely medium roast.
What's the smell? Oh, I would have gave the other one probably about a 4.5. The Freedom Fuel was probably about 4.5. This is my least favorite.
I would say probably like a 5. I would say it is my least favorite out of these contenders.
Now smelling the Fit Fuel, which is like the Freedom Fuel, but less free and more healthy.
I would say all of these coffees.
This is smooth. This is probably the smoothest one with a little bit of sweetness.
It's my least favorite.
It's very same even keel note.
It's not bad coffee.
You won't be disappointed.
Yeah, that's the key word. Is you won't be disappointed. It tastes like any other cup of Joe. It's better than a Starbucks for sure, in my opinion. But out of these contenders, it's my least favorite.
I'd give that a 6.
Ooh, that's a little high in my opinion. I gave this like a 4. It's the most water-esque, least depth having.
The most coffee of the coffees.
So it's the basic of coffee.
The
Going into our last one, we do have the hazelnut, maybe bias. Was this the first one we ever had at this company too? Maybe it's bias on
really
that
like
too,
hazelnut.
but I do like a little hazelnut. By far favorite. Hands down. It's my favorite flavor. If I go to Dunkin', I'm getting hazelnut. If I go anywhere, I'm getting that.
I said this one smelled nutty, but the one with nuts smells extra nutty. The hazelnut grounded up, put in water.
That sounds
You
terrible.
don't even taste the coffee, but this is the best one. I'd give this.
This is like a 10. Literally, all of these I gave 4 through 7, and this one's a 9 or a 10.
I think that's disingenuous, but it is probably the best one so far. I'll leave room for improvement. I'll give this a 9.
Yeah. And you can't see in this cup, but there's a little dragon.
Or Freedom Eagle.
And then, as a fun joke, I decided to mix all of the coffees into one, cause spice up life. You gotta have variety all in one cup at one given moment. So, in my opinion, Black Rifle, I don't know if you already do this, but you gotta just dump all your extra stuff in a bag and make this.
You don't. This is by far the worst one.
Wrong.
I'd give this a 3. This is. I'm not saying this to even be to
'Cause
the
I made it.
contrary. No, it's just awful. It doesn't know what it wants to be.
That's why I like it. I want to help it and drink it and consume it all. So,
It just tastes sad.
no. So if you had to rank the top 2 that you're going to buy, this is going to be the number 1 we're buying in our household. For sure. But let's say hazelnuts are low in supply and this didn't exist.
That's a hands down the best.
Yes.
Hands down.
I am curious to try their vanilla. Maybe we will in the future, but hands down, that one's the best. Aside from this one, what is your go-to buy? Looking at your scores.
The silencer I gave a 7.5. It was smooth. It was nice. It was a good experience. Tasted like coffee. It was good. All good things.
Wow.
Your insights.
On that one, it's pretty good. Especially, do not make that in a pour over. It never turned out very well. That was our least favorite in a pour over, but in our Ninja Maker, it is up
For whatever
there.
reason, yeah. Maybe it has something to do. I'm not a coffee connoisseur necessarily. Maybe it has something to do with being a light roast. Leave a comment down below if you know the answer to that. But
For
it's
your
actually
average Joe,
it's
like
actually
me.
the only light roast
Yeah.
that we tried.
I would say least favorite, don't buy these two, in my opinion. I I would say the ones that I would go is this first tier. And if I had to pick out of these first tiers, for sure one of these two. And it's a tough pick between these. I'll even do one last sip. I'm going Blackbeard Delight for sure out of those.
Oh, she does a taste, I'll do the sniff.
Do you get as much caffeine smelling it?
I will also go with the Blackbeard's Delight.
So, there you have it. This is our
We should move them
go-to.
forwards in line. Hey, the audience cares. They want to see which one's winning.
Those don't even have to be in the frame.
Yeah, those are
This
not
is
that
the
good.
number.
But actually though, I think Freedom Fuel is this one the Freedom
I think
Fuel?
that's their house blend.
Yeah. I think that's their signature blend. It's not bad. It's what you'd want your house blend to be. It's just a very kind of neutral coffee. You know what you're gonna get. Nothing fancy. Doesn't need a fancy name like Blackbeard. But overall, I'd say we'd very much so enjoyed Black Rifle Coffee. Put a link in the description. I think that's how this works. But beyond that, I would say the most interesting takeaway I took from this is that I had an idea that there'd be a difference between different types of coffee. But I am kind of surprised at how much of a difference there is when you're trying them side by side. And
There you have it. That's our go-to.
farewell, outro song here.
Your test. Talk.
Hello, boys and girls. I like potatoes. Potatoes make fries and they make chips. Potatoes are a great spud. We're gonna bring some eggs.
Cody actually found this company how long ago?
A year and a half.
How'd you find this? How'd you find it? It's the AK. Okay, we're gonna cut that.
The next-
I interview people for a living. This is what. Come on.
This is what we call a cut.
I have to let her down.
You ask me again. Yes.
Usually we're complete opposites. If you're hot, I'm cold. If you're
Pooping on being.
ew.